We've been looking at various angles, and one of the issues that are of interest to our listeners is the Palestinian issue. We're joined by Bram Hanekom. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you.
Thank you for availing yourself. At a conference of this nature, is there any place to be looking at the Palestinian issue?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that the moment an organization like the ANC cannot be clear on Palestine, it is redundant. It's an organization that stands for nothing at all. I think the Palestinian issue is one of the proudest things I can see about the ANC. It's the least clouded of them all. They have consistently been very clear in their position of supporting Palestine. We do argue sometimes about how radical we'd like the ANC to be, and we do push them to be more firm and to do more for the Palestinian people. But certainly the Palestinian question, the Palestinian support is a central issue, and it's the very reason why we came to attend and participate in the conference, is to make sure that amidst all the different issues that are being discussed, South Africa affirms itself as a moral voice in the world and does not sell out on the biggest moral question of our time.
Yes. In terms of, one thing is policy and actual implementing and taking the stance, and there's been a bit of a lag in that regard.
I think that what we're wanting and what we will achieve, I think we're confident because myself and some of the other comrades and friends who are involved in supporting the Palestinian cause constitute quite a number of delegates, and we have won in a conference here in 2017, same venue. It was an elective conference in 2017 when Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma and Cyril Ramaphosa were competing for presidency. And it was a very, very divided conference, more divided and tense than this conference, I believe. And the only unanimous resolution in conference was the downgrade of the SA embassy in Israel. It was the only position where we found, even though people were fighting for this or that leader, we could agree that we will support Palestine. And I think that we're going to see a repeat of that, only stronger. And we definitely feel and are aware that there are some elements that are going to try go in and interfere and try reverse the policy position. But we can tell you very confidently, we can in fact tell you on air now that the downgrade resolution, which is what was achieved last elective conference, is safe in our hands here. They're not going to be able to reverse that position. And it needs to be affirmed. And we did notice that at the policy conference that preceded this conference, there was an attempt to question whether or not to review that downgrade resolution. And of course that made us a bit frustrated, and we went to that conference, and with overwhelming support, people like Chief Mandla Mandela joined, and a number of people came and participated in that commission saying no, there's not a chance we are going to touch or revisit the issue of the downgrading resolution that we had resolved in the elective conference. Now, in our discussion documents that we have for these commissions, they have actually articulated from the policy conference that the review has been rejected, and we must reaffirm our position on downgrade. So we'll see if there's a fight to be had, but if it is, we'll win. And we'll make sure that the downgrade resolution isn't compromised. We're also going to push and try and make sure that the ANC unequivocally states and adopts a position that we have an ANC that says that Israel is an apartheid state. Because that's quite important, because once we define Israel as an apartheid state, and if South African government does push it at the UN, and if we succeed maybe getting them classified as apartheid, there's a convention on apartheid that exists, and that would immediately put them into being boycotted and sanctioned, like what happened to apartheid South Africa. So getting them classified as Israel apartheid formally from our government, which also, because this is the governing party, does also begin here, is another policy position that we're confident that we'll get in this conference. So if we leave this conference with still our downgrade resolution intact, and with the position that the ANC unanimously, we hope, in the conference has resolved that we see apartheid Israel as an apartheid state, it would be a good step forward. And it would then be a stepping stone for us to push our government to make sure at every platform around the world, in every embassy of ours, in every country that we have an ambassador, should, whenever the word Palestine comes up and Israel, should clarify our position is as a country that it is an apartheid state, and at the UN as well. So that's our hope in this conference, and we're very confident that that will happen.
We certainly hope that it will be achieved. That it's a very something that is great optimism around it for the Palestinians if it can be achieved, and for all those who identify with the cause. And we certainly wish you all the best, and we pray that it will be achieved.
Thank you so much for having me, and your solidarity with the Palestinian people is really appreciated as well. You never fail to cover our struggle that we're supporting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Go well. Bye-bye.